Judy, 13's really not a very lucky number.
Ah, but we'll tell you how 13 can be a lucky number for you next on Garden Time. Welcome to Garden Time, and today is the 13th annual GardenPalooza happening at Fir Point Farms until 4 o'clock.
Now really, 13 is a lucky number today because we have a lot of wonderful things going on. In fact, it turns out in about every 15 minutes, somebody's going to win something.
And all you have to do is find William and me and sign up for raffle prizes. So we're going to have dram tools, some books, we have 30-second cleaner, and also gift certificates from Alice Garden Center and Portland Nursery.
And even if you don't win anything, with almost 50 different vendors, you're assured to go home with something that you love.
And don't forget, it's free admission and free parking.
But coming up on the show today, we're going to be visiting with some of the vendors that are out here at GardenPalooza, starting with petal heads and their wonderful plants.
We'll also be talking to Rick Naylor from French Prairie Perennials about his cool plants and a $2,500 visual scaping giveaway.
But first, how to repot an orchid. I'm here with Lori Reinberger of the Oregon Orchid Society. And Lori, I think for a lot of people, orchids are kind of intimidating. And you know, you don't, once they stop blooming after you buy them, you don't know what to do with them. And so people get kind of afraid. We're going to talk specifically about how you can repot them, which is an issue for some, not so much for others. So let's look at one that I think most of us would look at and go, wow, that really needs repotting, but it's not the case with this one.
Well, this particular orchid does not like to be repotted, and so it sends out a message and says, I have to be repotted, and then you have to take into consideration what you need to do. And this one definitely needs to be repotted. It's not gonna get any nutrients or anything from the soil, but just know that if you repot this, it may set it back a little bit, and you need to put it in a real tight thing. We'll show you a little bit more how to do that one.
Now, the ones that a lot of people can buy at nurseries, even grocery stores and stuff, is this one right here.
The Phalaenopsis. And a lot of times it comes in this sphagnum moss, which breaks down, 6 to 8 months it needs to be repotted. So we can certainly do that one
Let's
too
do
if
that
you want to do
because
that one.
this one really, you have said, likes to be repotted every year.
It does. This loves to be repotted. And so this also gives you an opportunity to look at what's going on here with your roots. So you're going to go ahead and just pull all of this off of here. Kind of keep an eye on these nice plump roots that you have and try not to damage those and break those off. But this
you're not being gentle there.
No, I'm just kind of unwinding it here, and I want people to know that really you can just go in there and pull all this off of there and
now, Lori,
take it off.
This looks like a root that's rotted.
Yeah,
to me.
that
Is
one's
right?
done. And again, we're going to pull that
right
off of there. We're going to take away all the brown, anything that looks like it's going to be damaged or rotten. We're going to pull all that off of there. Give it a little shake, and voila, it's done. The other thing is about 50% of the time, if you just, and my scissors are nice and clean and sterile, I want to emphasize that, you just cut up here on this second knuckle, and about 50% of the time it'll send off another spike.
Way.
So don't cut these all the way back if they're still nice and green.
Now, you look like you have a very different potting medium than what this was originally in.
Again, a good point. The thing is these come in sphagnum moss a lot of times from a lot of different nurseries. And this does tend to break down and start to smell a little funny.
Why'd you want to do that to me? It doesn't smell good.
That really is a sign for you, though. Change
it's
this
time.
out. It's time. And again, you can see that it's a little brown here. And so again, it was in that media for too long. So you take your sterilized pot, put a little of these peanuts in the bottom of them. You can just save those little peanuts from shipping and shipping things. And then you just put your plant in here nicely balanced. And this is fir bark. Fir bark and
looks like perlite.
Well, it's actually it's more of a sponge rock. Perlite's a little smaller, so but it retains moisture. So you just give it a real good little tap in there, and you put it in the center, so that it has a good year. Again, these love to be repotted every year. They tend to break down. The media tends to break down. So
and you really didn't follow that 2-inch rule. That's about the same size as the pot as the other one.
This basically, was just fine in the pot. Really, the only reason we're repotting it is because the media has broken down.
Okay.
But it was about the same. And again, they like to be kind of tight in their pot. This particular one.
And there is, there's so much information about orchids, and there's so many different varieties available that if you want to find out specifically what to do with the orchids you have, you can certainly go to the Oregon Orchid Society
Society's website. In addition to that, there are so many different kinds of orchids, and they all grow differently.
Yep.
And our society would be happy to help anybody out there that has any questions regarding their plants.
Well, to take the fear out of it, you can go to GardenTime.tv. We'll click you over to their website. Thank you so much, Lori.
Thank you. My pleasure.
Success in the garden starts with the right plant in the right place. Farmington Gardens can help you succeed in planting and selecting for any corner of your garden. Spring is a fantastic time of year. Colorful, fresh, fragrant. And Farmington Gardens will help you revitalize your garden. So let's get started. We're here to help. Open every day and just a short drive out Farmington Road. Farmington Gardens. We're growing for you.
Why let the weather dictate when you can enjoy your garden? With a greenhouse by Solar Gem, you don't have to. Grow your dream garden year-round right in your own backyard. Our long-lasting fiberglass greenhouses are made for gardening enthusiasts of all skill levels and delivered right to your home. Solar Gem greenhouses need no assembly, are virtually maintenance-free, and come with a limited lifetime warranty. Call us at 800-383-3055 or find us on the web at solargemgreenhouses.com.
It's the 13th annual GardenPalooza, April 11th at Fur Point Farms. See over 45 plant growers and garden vendors. Free parking and free admission. Enter to win a $2,500 garden makeover from French Prairie Perennials. GardenPalooza, Saturday, April 11th at Fur Point Farms.
Don't you just love all the things inside Garden Time magazine? So much great information about gardening.
I do, William. There's new plants, adventures, recipes, local gardeners, home tips.
And it's free, right in your email. But there's two things you left out.
What's that?
You and me. We write some of the articles and get to share our gardening knowledge.
Of course. I should have. William, where did you go?
Right here, Judy. You'll find both of us every month in Garden Time magazine.
Sign up for your free subscription on the Garden Time website.
Since 1937, our family has been deeply rooted in the Northwest nursery industry. Our love of plants goes back 4 generations. To this day, Garland Nursery inspires to bring you the very best variety of plants, top quality garden supplies, and all the pieces you need to create a beautiful and bountiful garden. Garland Nursery, inspiring beautiful and bountiful gardens.
So I am standing in the Chehalem Cultural Center in the beautiful city of Newburgh, and I'm here with Collier Brown, who is a past president of the Camellia Society. And Collier, today is a big day for camellias here in Newburgh because of the Camellia Festival that's going on. So we wanted to talk a little bit about some of the camellias, and there's 3 beautiful ones here. So let's just start with the big one and tell me what it is and why you love camellias so much.
Well, they've been around for a long time. This is, camellia is called In the Pink.
Beautiful.
This is peony form, and you see how full and peony-like it is. This is an old-fashioned thing you find a lot. It's Camellia japonica. It's planted around a lot of houses. This next one is a little different from that. You can see it's called Freedom Bell, and somebody named it that because it has kind of a bell shape. This is a hybrid camellia. I believe it comes from New Zealand, and is very pretty with its small leaves and bright colored. It blooms early in our gloomy climate, and I love it. I see it in my yard in January.
And this is a beauty.
This is Eleanor McCown. I have this one as well. My wife wanted a nice stripy camellia, the white and the red, and then of course the yellow stamens. This is Camellia japonica as well, and is easy to grow and very pleasant in my back garden.
Now, Collier, I see a couple of really stunning blooms down here. These are some of your favorites, aren't they? Tell me about them.
They are indeed. I brought this one. This is called Nicky Crisp.
Beautiful.
It is I think, my wife and I fall in love with this every spring. It's named after a grandchild. It comes from New Zealand. It's a hybrid camellia. You won't find it at your neighborhood nursery, I'm afraid, but it's one that is very special. And this, by contrast, quite differently, well, it has a very good name for it. It's called Night Rider.
That's stunning.
It again, I think, comes from probably New Zealand. It's a hybrid camellia. Look at the tiny leaves. This actually has red stamens. It has red roots. And when the new growth comes out in the spring, that's red as well.
And they really do have, I mean, camellias, there's so many different flower forms. There's a lot in that family, isn't there?
There is indeed. There are 6 different forms. There are something like 17,000 named camellias.
Oh my goodness. Well, you know, there's a reason why there is a festival for camellias here in Newburgh, and now I'm going to take a few minutes and I'm going to chat with Brian about everything that's happening today. So now I'm here with Brian, and Brian, first of all, the first thing I want to ask you is, you know, this is a big event here in the city of Newburgh. What was the process that Newburgh went through to go, yeah, let's do camellias?
Well, in 1949, the Civic Council approached the City Council, and they actually voted to make the camellia our city flower.
Wow.
Which was really cool. And then in 2007, the Oregon Camellia Society reached out to Newburgh and asked if we were doing anything for our city flower, being the 60th anniversary or what have you. And no, you know, everybody looked at each other and said, who knew? And the mayor, and through an email process, it came down to me. I was the city groundskeeper at the time. And I thought that would be really cool that if we could bring the society to Newburgh and maybe do an informal bloom show. And
well, and I have to say that since the thing started, it's kind of exploded. There is all kinds of stuff happening here.
You're absolutely right, William. It's fantastic. This is our 7th year, and now we're at the beautiful Chehalem Cultural Center. And this year we have, it starts at 10 a.m. and runs to 4 o'clock, but there's actually 2 stages of ongoing performances. Something for all ages, from 1 to 99, there is something to do all day long. What's unique is we're not weather dependent, so if we get that Oregon sunshine, we'll still be okay, because everything's undercover or it's in this beautiful building here.
And there's also a run happening too, right?
Yeah, it kicks off in the morning with a 5K, 10K run walk, which is fantastic. And what's unique, we give the usual t-shirt, which is beautiful for each runner, but each runner also gets a potted 1-gallon camellia.
Really?
As a reward for participating. So it's a lot of fun.
And really the whole city gets involved, but you have even, of course, my lovely Hello Kitty.
Absolutely.
Is here too. So, and I'm assuming that Hello Kitty will be here all day?
All day long, yeah. A lot of good photo opportunities, and she'll be mingling all day long.
So, you know, this is an event that really is, it's a lot of fun, but it's also great, especially if you love camellias, you want to find out more information about them. You can go to gardentime.tv. We'll click you over to their website. You can kick on there and see what everything's going on, and come out early for the run, too. Thank you so much, Brian. It's always a delight to be here.
Thank you, William.
Thank you, Hello Kitty, too.
Here's a great tip about planting seeds this time of year. You know, all the early spring crops are great to plant. We have spinach and carrots, radishes, even sugar snap peas. You plant them now and you can harvest in just a few short months. You can always plant these varieties too in the middle of summer for late fall harvest. Just check the back of the seed packages for more information. Go into your independent garden centers and get more information and check out the great selection of seeds. And that's our tip of the week.
Locally grown, fresh from the farm, stylish and sustainable, your dream yard starts at Al's Garden Center. Create an inviting gathering place for family and friends with a new patio furniture collection. Our beautiful furniture transforms any outdoor space, large or small. It's like having an extra room outdoors. Then fire up the grill. We have lots to choose from in a variety of sizes and styles. Sunny days are calling. Get your new grill now. Al's Garden Centers in Woodburn, Sherwood, and Gresham.
For over 75 years, Collier Arbor Care has provided tree, shrub, and lawn care services to the Portland metro area. From large tree to small shrub pruning, tree removal, and stump grinding, we can handle all your tree care needs. Our arborists diagnose and treat your toughest insect and disease problems. We also have organic solutions for growing and maintaining healthy lawns, as well as organic nutrition for your trees and shrubs. Collier Arbor Care, environmentally friendly since 1937.
It's the 13th annual GardenPalooza, April 11th at Fur Point Farms. See over 45 plant growers and garden vendors. Free parking and free admission. Enter to win a $2,500 garden makeover from French Prairie Perennials. GardenPalooza, Saturday, April 11th at Fur Point Farms.
At French Prairie Perennials, we take pride in being different. From our rare, unique, and unusual plant material and handcrafted garden art to our visualscaping program, we can help you create an outdoor living space as unique as you are. Our gift shop has home and garden decor and gifts for all occasions. Visit our store in the heart of Oregon wine country, French Prairie Perennials, Dundee, Oregon. Outdoor living elevated.
So I'm standing here with Jeff of Grimm's Fuels. Now, first of all, Jeff, you guys are a lot more than just fuel. So let's talk about some of the other products you have.
Sure, we have, in the wintertime, we have the firewood and the fuel oils, of course, and that was kind of where we started. And then in the summertime, we branch out and do more landscape supply products. So the bark dust, the compost.
And you even have some types of gravels for like paths and stuff as well, don't you?
Pathways, driveway gravels, stuff like that. Pea gravel for under this swing sets and playground areas. Same thing with the chips. We have the cedar chips that are good for under play structures.
And then you have a great product that I know that you personally really like, which is a very, very fine, almost sand-like compost. Tell me about that.
Yeah, we call it our lawn and turf mix, and it's my personal. I have a big lawn, and so unfortunately, sometimes
nobody's going to judge you on that, Jeff.
Especially when you have to mow. So it's real super fine compost. It's mixed with sand and like coffee ground consistency compost. So I'll aerate my lawn and then put down some overseed and then spray on the lawn and turf mix on a real fine layer. Helps keep those moisture in the seeds, and so they can germinate. It keeps the birds and stuff from attacking and eating it all.
Well, now today though we are actually at our producer's house, and they are having this great, well, I love this concept where they actually blow the compost on. They're getting some garden mulch blown on. Tell me about that and how that process works.
Well, garden mulch is the organic compost that we made from the stuff that comes into our yard debris recycling center. So we take your yard debris or Jeff's yard debris from his can at the curbside.
Sure.
We take that and we grind it up and we put it in our compost piles and heat it up to 140 to 160 degrees and keep it there that way for 4 to 6 months.
Wow.
So it cooks out all those weed seeds and herbicide residuals.
So if there's any left over, if people have sprayed in their yard some kind of chemical thing, that will cook it out.
Yeah, it cooks it out very quickly. The stuff that we can get our hands on as consumers anymore has got a real short half-life, the Roundup and stuff. It breaks down naturally in 30 days. Well, you cook it at 140 to 160 degrees and it breaks down even faster. And then all our compost is certified by the U.S. Composting Council to be weed-free and free of pesticides and herbicide residuals.
And so then, of course, people can have it either delivered or they can come out and pick it up. And then they can choose to put it on by wheelbarrow, which is a lot of work, or they can have you guys come out and blow on the stuff, which is so simple for the gardener.
Yeah, it's fantastic. It's a lot less work than the old shovel and rake method.
It really is. Yes. Well, you know, one of the things that I love about having this kind of stuff done is they don't just come in and blow it around. They actually make sure that the sidewalks, everything is cleaned after they're done. It's a real great process.
Yeah, we take a lot of pride in the fact that we do the cleanup. So you don't have to do anything except sit on the porch and drink coffee if you like. And
unless it's in the afternoon, and then they could drink a beer while they watch it happen.
That's right. But no beer for the guys.
No.
So yeah, they do all the work, all the cleanup, the whole 9 yards.
So Jeff, you also have a great product called a blended soil. First of all, what does that mean? And then what is the value of having it in your garden?
Well, blended soil is like a topsoil substitute. By definition, the topsoil is the top 4 inches of earth, and we just don't have much of that out there. So with our poor quality soils, we kind of manufacture what we call blended soil. So we'll take sandy loam, sandy silty soil, we'll mix it with our compost and some mushroom compost. So then you can use that in like a raised bed. It's real popular for flowers and vegetables in a raised bed or a berm or any place you just need more soil.
So tell me a couple of things. What would be the benefits of having this mulch sprayed on?
Well, the garden mulch is more nutritious. It's better for your plants and soils than the straight bark dust. And we sell a lot of straight bark dust also. We have the reds, the browns, and the black kinds of bark dust. But the garden mulch has just more nutrients. It's a compost.
And they can spray any of the bark dust on, whether it's the garden mulch or the other varieties as well.
That's correct, yeah. And then you get weed seed. You know, in the summertime you want to keep your plants moist and again retain some moisture, so it's good for that. And weed suppression.
Yeah. And so there you have it. You know, you work hard in your garden, you get out there, you do all the job, it looks really great, and the perfect topping for that would be to call Grimm's, have them come out and blow on some either bark dust or some of the garden mulch. Jeff, it's always a delight hanging out here and talking with you. Thank you so much.
All right, let's get the shovel and get to work.
That's right.
I'm with Dave Doolittle from Petalheads, and Dave, you're actually here. Petalheads is actually going to be at GardenPalooza today, but you're at your nursery here in West Linn.
Yes, we're. This is sort of our little urban farm, and you know, of course, we have make the maximum amount of our space here. So, yeah, we're just going to show a few things that we will have at the event, though.
Great. And so let's start over here.
So
this is a bleeding heart, but a little different.
Yeah, it is different. This is one called Valentine. So it's the first ever bleeding heart or dicentra to have a true red flower, and it has a dark stem. It's really just it's a really cool plant. It's one that we had a difficult time securing, so we're really excited to be able to offer it this year.
And so sun or shade?
That's definitely a shade plant.
Okay, beautiful, beautiful. And then heucheras, you know, there's so many different ones, and you've picked two stunning.
Yeah, these are some of our favorites, and so these are bred by Terra Nova, which are the masters of breeding heucheras, of course. That's what they're known for. And what's cool about these is that there's some competitors out there on the market, some purples and some chartreuse ones out there, which this will ultimately become.
Oh, wow.
But they used not only the species Velosa, they used Americana and Sanguinea. So what happens in the cooler temperatures, rather than just laying flat, the foliage laying flat, exposing the crown when you can actually lose a heuchera, these will actually just sort of naturally bunker down and protect the crown. So
that's great.
Just stronger genetics, better plants. And one thing to note too is the darker the foliage, the more sun that they're able to handle. And so they'd love as much shade as you can possibly give them. But if you don't have those shady environments, but still want a textural component or a bright color, then you can add those to a little bit sunnier location if it has a little bit darker foliage.
Very nice. And really, you can use these in so many different applications, even containers, so that's great.
Yeah, so this is sort of our nerdy one. This is Muckdenia. So this plant just has this amazing evolution. It goes from what you see now, which is this olive green foliage, and well, there's one of our employees right now saying hello to us. I believe that's Trigger. So we have this olive green, and it shoots these white flower clusters up there, and then as it heats up, this foliage will turn crimson red, and so this is called crimson fans, and it's very hard to find these days, and so that's one that we're going to be having at GardenPalooza. We're very excited about.
And so morning sun, afternoon shade?
Yeah, so that can take a little bit of dappled light, but you're definitely not going to want to fry that one in the sun.
Okay, and then look at the blue flowers of this Brunnera.
Yeah, the Brunneras are amazing, and a lot of people don't. They're always trying to get rid of deer, and by far the best preventative maintenance, or whatever you want to call it, you can pop these in, and this is like deer kryptonite. Deer will just totally avoid these, and so if you have roses or hostas, I mean, this is what we use for deer protection, and it's a lovely plant.
It is lovely. It is, and it just gets more beautiful. The flowers kind of fade, but this foliage is just so pretty in a shady garden because it just really pops.
It just lights it up.
Very nice.
It really is very cool.
And we do have some sun plants here too, so this one is really nice.
Yeah, so a golden rosemary. So everybody's all about the culinary movement in growing your own herbs and vegetables, and this is just a neat one. Beautiful. That's very, very easy to grow, but yeah, it can take a lot of sun, and sort of adds a golden element to your herb gardens, and
nice.
It's one we love, and again, we'll have this at GardenPalooza. We're excited to be able to offer it.
And it still has like the purplish blue flowers in the wintertime?
Yeah, it sure does.
Oh, that must be stunning.
Yeah, and drought tolerant, and that's the nice thing about all of these. I mean, most of everything we've talked about here is just so easy to take care of. You kind of plant it and neglect it.
Right. And then some euphorbias, and I think sometimes they're underappreciated because this time of year, late winter, early spring, they really shine with their flowers.
Absolutely. This is what happens in the spring, and that's what you're seeing here with all these beautiful flowers. And these are two of our favorites. This is Tasmanian tiger, which is the nice sort of reverse variegated foliage. So you have the white on the exterior, and it has the blue foliage, and so these will be evergreen. And then this is one I just particularly have fallen in love with. It's called the Aztec rainbow, and in the cooler temperatures it gets these radical chartreuse colors, and you know, there's some hints of burgundy and red in there, so it's just really a dynamic plant. And as you can see, it gets a little bit larger than this one, which stays compact.
And I know that you guys like to recommend combinations for containers or gardens. So really, at GardenPalooza, you can kind of help the folks do that too.
We would love to do that, absolutely. We're here on a quarter acre, so we understand the having just enough space to, you still want a garden, but you still can only do the container garden. So we grow a lot of plants that are perfect for that application.
Excellent. Well, come on out to GardenPalooza and stop by, see Petal Heads, and look at these beautiful plants, take some home, and get some information about their company. Thank you so much. Thanks.
Thank you.
The health and beauty of your garden starts from the ground up, and healthy soils begin at Grimm's Fuel. For the best in garden mulch, blended soils, and bark dust, choose Grimm's. U-Haul delivered or installed, Grimm's can do it. And if you're looking for a new lawn, Grimm's can do that too with our special lawn installation service. Grimm's is also the area's largest recycler of yard debris. The foundation for a healthy garden begins at Grimm's Fuel.
It's the 13th annual GardenPalooza, April 11th at Fur Point Farms. See over 45 plant growers and garden vendors. Free parking and free admission. Enter to win a $2,500 garden makeover from French Prairie Perennials. GardenPalooza, Saturday, April 11th at Fur Point Farms.
Your garden is only as good as the ingredients you use. That's where Black Gold can help. Black Gold Seedling Mix is formulated for successful seed germination and strong seedling growth. Black Gold Seedling Mix is organic and OMRI listed, so you can start this year's organic garden outright. Look for Black Gold at your local garden center or go online to blackgold.bz. Black Gold, all the riches of the earth.
Millions of tulips transform an Oregon farm into one of the most colorful in America. The Iversons invite you to the Wooden Shoe Tulip Festival presented by Silverton Health. Enjoy a tulip market, food and wine, and fun for the kids. The Wooden Shoe Tulip Festival, open 9 to 6 daily now through May 3rd.
So I'm here with Rick Naylor, and of course you are from French Prairie Perennials.
Of course.
And you always have such great conifers, and I see a couple of mixtures here today though, so let's just jump right in and tell us what these are.
Well, we're not all about conifers, we do a mixture of plant material.
Yeah.
We just try to stay with unique and unusual plant material. But we do have a couple of conifers to talk about today, and the first one, this is Chamaecyparis obtusa sunlight lace, which is a hinoki cypress. It's a beautiful plant. It's one of my favorites because it has a very open growth habit to it, but it also retains this bright lime green and gold foliage year round.
That's one of the things that I think is so amazing about it, is the color really is exquisite throughout the whole plant.
Yeah, it's a very, very vibrant color. It makes a great showpiece in the landscape, particularly if you can put it in an area where you can put some night lighting on it.
Yeah.
They really show up.
And is it going to be like 50 foot tall?
Absolutely not. It's going to be more in the 20-foot range.
Nice, perfect.
So, second plant I want to talk about is, this is a Colorado blue spruce, dwarf Colorado blue spruce called Nimitz. The great thing about this is you can see what it's starting to do now. The new growth flushes out kind of a buttery cream color. So once all of these buds open up and the new growth comes out, it's going to have all of this buttery, yeah, it's a very beautiful plant. It has a cream color all around it with the blue backdrop.
And it looks like it's going to be a pretty low growing spreader.
It is. It is. It's also going to turn more of a vibrant blue in the summer.
Wow.
After the buttery cream color kind of goes away.
Nice. Great combination.
Another great plant in a smaller garden where you don't have a lot of space. Sure. Particularly because of the color change during the year.
Yeah.
So great plant because it's also drought tolerant.
Oh, perfect.
So third plant I wanted to talk about is a Japanese maple, a dwarf Japanese maple. This is called red pygmy. And I also like it because of the vibrant color that it has during the spring.
Sure.
The red will darken up a little bit during the summer, but fall color is also fantastic because it's going to be a combination of red and orange.
Really?
Another great plant though for a small garden because it's only going to get about 5 feet tall by about 5 feet wide.
Wow, just left completely unpruned. That's what it would do on
Absolutely.
its own? Wow.
Absolutely, and it's still an upright.
Yeah.
It's still a palmatum. It's not a dissected, so it's not the typical weeping Japanese maple that you see.
Excellent.
So if you have a small space where you want more of an upright Japanese maple instead of a weeper, this is a great plant for that.
And that would be a superb one for a large pot. That would look stunning.
Absolutely, absolutely. And again, it gives you a good 3-season color.
Excellent.
So the last one is another Japanese maple. This is called Orange Dream. And as you can see, as it comes out in the spring, it's going to have a kind of a lime green color with an orange tint to it and with some red in it. Then it's going to turn more of a bright chartreuse yellow color.
Really?
Right. It's a really nice plant. And then the fall color is going to be pumpkin orange.
And what is its size?
Its size is a little bit bigger. This is going to be a 12 to 15 foot tree by about 12 to 15 wide.
So that's still a great smaller tree for a small space garden.
Absolutely.
Wonderful. So you know what I love about these plants here, Rick, is that all of them give you great color without necessarily a traditional flower bringing that color, which you have so many great plants that do that.
Correct.
So Rick, one of the great departments at your nursery is your visual scaping. Tell me a little bit about that.
Visual scaping is a form of landscape design where instead of drawing a plan, we actually bring the plants out so that you can visually see what the finished product's going to look like.
Nice. And so that seems like that would make a lot of sense to me because it would be nice to actually see colors and heights together and you help them do all that.
Well, and plants change color. I mean,
Yeah.
at nurseries, we display plants to sell, and sometimes they look a little different when you get them home. So to be able to see what the finished product actually looks like is a big advantage for people.
And you have got a great giveaway happening here at GardenPalooza.
We do. We have a $2,500 giveaway.
Wow.
For visual scaping for the lucky winner.
And where do they sign up for that?
You can sign up at our booth at GardenPalooza.
Wow. So now listen, you can certainly sign up at their booth, but you can also find Judy and I at our booth at Garden Time, and we'll help you sign up for it as well. So thank you so much, Rick. Let's have a great day.
Thank you. Always nice to see you.
I'm at the studio of Linda Olson from Oregon Bliss, and Linda is one of our vendors at GardenPalooza, and she makes these beautiful leaf castings. Linda, you use such unusual pieces. What is this one here?
This is a poppy, a large one, and I try to capture the seed pods. I also did one with, it's just amazing what the cement picks up, the details.
You know, it's really beautiful too, and the color, the paint, it's not what it would be in nature, but you really kind of add some extra bling to it. It's pretty.
It's art. Yes.
And I think that you use many different things that sometimes you don't see in leaf castings, like the one that William has. You even use the seed pods from the Japanese maple.
Yes, it's really interesting what the concrete picks up. The details are quite amazing. But I'm always experimenting with the leaves and twigs and seed pods, and in fact the seed pods here, I got bigger ones and they look like fairy wings, which are fascinating. But the detail is very surprising what you pick up in the cement, and it's like a Christmas present when you're opening up on Christmas Day, you know, because you always wonder how it's going to turn out, and it usually turns out wonderfully. So that's what keeps me going.
I bet, because you use different things, and I think you're always experimenting in your art because you have so many pieces that none of them are the same.
That's true. Well, look at the variety of plants that you can use. I mean, it's never ending. I'm constantly experimenting, and that's what's so wonderful about it.
Well, you know, at GardenPalooza, you can go over and talk to Linda and see all of her beautiful pieces and maybe get one for your garden. Thanks so much.
Thank you.
Garden Time is brought to you by Capital Subaru, your way on the Parkway.
I've been a Capital Subaru customer for 15 years, and one of the main reasons is because they treat me well and I want to shop local. The service department is excellent, and I always feel like I'm taken care of here. In fact, they call me now even after I've driven off the lot to remind me to come in and get my car washed. That's service. One of the reasons why I like coming to Capital Subaru, actually, they have the dog area, and I can just walk my dog around the whole area and we can enjoy the outside. I got it my way on the Parkway.
It's the 13th annual GardenPalooza, April 11th at Fur Point Farms. See over 45 plant growers and garden vendors. Free parking and free admission. Enter to win a $2,500 garden makeover from French Prairie Perennials. GardenPalooza, Saturday, April 11th at Fur Point Farms.
Over the 30 years that our family has been in the nursery industry, we've learned that anyone can supply a customer with plants and garden supplies. But it's supplying those plants and supplies backed by a knowledgeable staff that can transform a garden and take it from ordinary to extraordinary. That's what we do at Sagawa Nursery. Why be ordinary when you can be extraordinary? Sagawa Nursery, growing beyond the ordinary.
Look at your home. Winter left behind grungy stained decks, walks, siding and lawn furniture. You know they look awful. Clean them all today with the original and still the best 30 Seconds Outdoor Cleaner. Since 1977, 30 Seconds has delivered clean when you want it clean. Easy to use, spray it on, wait, then hose away winter dirt, grime and stains from algae and mold. From our family to yours, thank you for buying 30 Seconds Outdoor Cleaner. Find it at leading home stores and garden centers.
Since 1926, the Bonide Company has worked with homeowners to make their homes and gardens beautiful. If you have a garden problem, Bonide has the answer. Your roses are beautiful, so keep them that way. With the two-way triple action of Rose RX from Bonide, you can prevent and control insects, fungus, and disease. Visit Bonide.com to find a local retailer and to download your free Bonide Problem Solver app for your iPhone or Droid.
Oh, it's tulip time at the Wooden Shoe Tulip Farm. I'm with Barb Iverson, and Barb, it is as beautiful as always.
It's gorgeous out here.
And it is a little early, but really, have you even hit your stride yet?
Well, we have. You know, we're right at peak bloom right now, but we continue with this cool weather.
Yeah.
We expect it to continue another couple weeks.
But there's so many, and we're right over in the display bed area, and really you can see them close up and personal, so many different kinds.
Well, we plant all the different varieties that we have in our catalog, so people can actually come out and see them in person rather than just looking at a picture in a catalog.
And it's always better, man, is it so?
It is, it is.
And you know, I've talked to people and they say, tulips are so difficult, and I got to plant them in the fall, and then I got to do this and do that. It's like, but are they that difficult?
They're really not. They're really not. Really, tulips, you get them, when you get them, it's like a pre-packaged computer chip almost. You know, they already have had their heat, and they just need some cooling a winter, and then some warm weather in the spring, and they'll bloom. And they'll continue that cycle really fairly easily.
And really, there's nothing to do then, but maybe when they're done, you want to just pop off part of the stem?
You want to take off the stem,
okay.
but you want to take off the flower.
The flower
so
part,
right below the flower petal, and there's a seed pod. You want to take that seed pod off.
Okay.
Because that really reduces the size of your bulb. So, you know, I have some at home that have been coming back for 20 years. That's the only thing I do to them.
Wow, wow. And so some of the ones in the catalog do last year after year after year.
They really do.
And you don't have to dig them.
No, we don't. You know, at home, I wouldn't suggest digging them. Just treat them as an annual. You know, the ones I have, I water them, do everything wrong, and they come back. A lot of times it's a varietal issue too. You know, some varieties seem to come back better than others. Appledorns, well, the Darwins are good. A lot of the single earlies and the single lates are great ones to come back for a long time.
Easy, easy.
It is.
And you know, and also I would like to have them for like weeks and weeks in my garden. Is there a way to do that? You know, not just one time that they're going to bloom, but maybe a succession of blooms.
Well, there are. There's 13 categories of tulips.
Oh.
So there's the Kaufmanniana, which are really early, and we have a variety called Stressa. And it'll bloom right at the end of February, beginning March. And then right now, towards the end of April, the parrots just come into bloom. So they're the last one. So really you can stretch it out 6 to 8 weeks.
Wow. And in the catalog, there's actually a category, you can just buy a whole mix.
Right. We call it the all-season mix. And we pick the varieties, and it's a mix of colors as well. But they'll bloom really for 2 months.
Wow. And Barb, we were so excited to have a Garden Time tulip. And so which one is that?
Well, that's Garden Time, but it's mid-season. It's a Triumph tulip, and because it was a cross between Lean Vandermark and Keith Snellis. All right. Both great varieties.
And you have a special with that.
We do. So if you order GardenPalooza, if you order Garden Time tulip with your order, you get a 10% off on that whole order.
That's really great. Yeah. And so what would we see when we come out to the festival here?
Oh, You know, there's so much. You know, there's the beauty of the field. I mean, a lot of people, as you've seen, just sit on a bench and just take it all in. But there's a lot for families to do. We call them soft touches. You know, there's pedal tractors, there's cow wagons to pull around, there's the ducky races, all sorts of things, and mud puddles for the kids. Lots of mud puddles. They love that. And then, you know, then we've got other props. You know, the pink tractor behind us that people can go and take family portraits on. You can order your bulbs here. We've got a fantastic gift shop that has all sorts of tulip. If it's got tulip in its name, we've got it in the gift shop. And then our tulip market has, you could buy fresh cut flowers, as well as you can come out and pick your own. We have a you pick section out here. And people, we really see that people want to experience just going out and picking tulips.
Barb, you mentioned mud puddles, so wear your boots, that's one thing, but what a great kid activity, but I bet there's other ones too.
Oh, there are. You know, we mentioned the cow train rides, but there's also bounce houses. We've got slides, we've got pony rides, zip lines, rock climb, you know, there's all sorts. We've got these standing sandboxes too. Kids just stand, the parents can sit and eat right there, and then the kids play in the sand table, and they really enjoy that.
Yeah, and arts and crafts, that's another big
yeah, we've got some vendor booths, and we've got some fantastic, fantastic booths. There's glass, you know, homemade glass. There's soaps. There's books. There's, I mean,
yeah, jewelry. Man,
it's fun to just to go through and browse.
Yeah, that is fun. And really, you can eat. You can have a glass of wine.
Well, which brings up another topic. We have our own vineyard now. So we've planted grapes on the property. So we have free wine tasting during the festival. So come out, you know, sit on a bench, enjoy, just take in the color, and drink some of our wine.
Yeah, that is true. You know, it is such a wonderful place to come with your family and your friends. Just come on out to Wooden Shoe Tulip Farm. If you have any other questions, go to gardentime.tv. We'll click you over to their website and you get all the information from there. Barb, thanks so much. Have a great spring.
Thank you. You too.
Garden Time is brought to you by Portland Nursery, a passion for plants, a nursery for plant people.
Hi, I'm Sarah from Portland Nursery, where spring is our favorite time of year. It's the time to prepare your garden for planting. We invite you to get a jump on spring with our huge selection. Let Portland Nursery's staff of professionals help with groceries you can grow. We've got the seeds, veggie starts, and expertise to ensure your success. Visit portlandnursery.com for a list of classes and special events. Portland Nursery, helping make your backyard your favorite destination at 50th and Stark and 90th and Division.
Don't you just love all the things inside Garden Time magazine? So much great information about gardening.
I do, William. There's new plants, adventures, recipes, local gardeners, home tips.
And it's free, right in your email. But there's two things you left out.
What's that?
You and me. We write some of the articles and get to share our gardening knowledge.
Of course. I should have... William, where did you go?
Right here, Judy. You'll find both of us every month in Garden Time magazine.
Sign up for your free subscription on the Garden Time website.
Is your old appliance wasting money? Cut appliance utility use up to 50%. Save now at Standard TV and Appliance on hundreds of Energy Star models. Get dozens of Energy Star washers starting at $4.99. Give the grid a break on energy-saving refrigerators starting at $4.79. New E-Star models are more efficient than ever, starting at $2.99. With hundreds of models, our experts will help you choose the one for you.
Save now, save later. Setting the standard since 1947. Standard TV and Appliance.
Millions of tulips transform an Oregon farm into one of the most colorful in America. The Iversons invite you to the Wooden Shoe Tulip Festival presented by Silverton Health. Enjoy a tulip market, food and wine, and fun for the kids. The Wooden Shoe Tulip Festival, open 9 to 6 daily now through May 3rd.
In the past, we've shown you how to make a raised bed, but now we're going to show you an addition to that.
We're going to show you how to put up a really inexpensive and easy hoop house. What this will do is allow you to extend both the spring and fall gardening seasons, and all you need is a few things to do it. We have to get some rebar. Now this one's about 2 foot. You can go up to 3 foot as well. Also, one thing to remember when you're doing this project, you might want to call 811. That's the call before you dig number, because you never know for sure if there's some kind of utilities or water pipes back here. After that, you get some PVC. How long is this one, Judy?
This is about 12 feet, and we found it at a local home improvement store, and sometimes they'll even cut it for you. And then you need some really heavy-duty clamps.
So what we're going to do is start by just putting this in the ground. I'm just going to hammer this down. Well, it's really easy right now because the soil's so wet. So we'll get that in, and then
It's really good to work with a partner or a friend because this is going to make a really nice hoop to it, but there's a lot of tension, so you want to make sure that it doesn't whip back and possibly hurt you.
I'm going to hold this end down until Judy gets her end in.
Ah, there we go.
And once it's in there, it's pretty good. Now we're going to finish this out, and we'll be right back to show you the finished product.
Okay. We're using clear plastic because it'll let all the light through, but it'll keep the cold weather out. It'll also exclude the rain, so make sure that you're watering. I do love the idea that it's excluding squirrels from digging up my plants and the cats from using it as a litter box.
You know, we found these great little clamps. They were less than $1 at a hardware store, and they work really great for just putting right around the edge of the PVC and holding the plastic down tight.
You know, this is a simple and easy way to put a little greenhouse right over your raised bed. So try it out for extending your season in the early spring and in the late fall.
You know, with so many giveaways happening at GardenPalooza today, Judy and I wanted to go over a few of them specifically with you so you know what you can expect.
So Black Gold is sponsoring a $500 Build a Better Garden giveaway. So come see William and I to sign up for that one or go to the Black Gold booth.
We're also going to be giving away these 30-second cleaner kits which kill algae, mold, and mildew on your patio and hard surfaces.
Also, there'll be watering tools and garden tools from DRAM. There'll be books from Timber Press and also gift certificates from Portland Nursery and Al's Garden Center.
And someone is going to win a $2,500 visual scaping from French Prairie Perennials.
And these are just a few of the many things that we'll be giving away all day. So come see William and I to sign up for your chance to win. I am at Hoot Owl Farm in Sherwood with Earl and Nadia, and Earl is the inventor of a very cool product. What is the name of this product?
It's the So Easy Precision Hand Seeder.
You know, and I know that you grow crops, and then you sell to different kind of restaurants and places in Portland and around
Correct.
town. And so, but you don't really use that in the field, but you use a machine like this to kind of seed your fields.
We seed big seeds in the field with, this is an Earthway planter. And it is also the inspiration for this.
Oh, okay.
This thing works very nicely. It has a disc in here, and you put seeds in there. As you turn the wheel,
Mm-hmm. Ah, yeah.
it picks up the seeds,
Mm-hmm.
drops them down a chute.
Right.
So I was thinking, well, why not do that in a hand seeder?
Sure, sure.
And make life easy. On organic farm particularly, because you can't use a bunch of sprays to kill
Sure.
weeds and insects and what have you not. We start practically every seed in like a seeding tray like that. There are 4 cups to choose from. The smallest one up here is for brassicas, the broccoli and cauliflower, etc., that have really small, hard to plant seeds. And these 3 accommodate all sizes of pelleted seeds, and in addition to that, they also accommodate some roundish naked seeds too. The way you select is you turn this knob on the back in the direction of the arrow, and 4 clicks to a new seed cup. The 3 larger ones accommodate the 3 sizes of pelleted seeds.
And that's what these seeds are too, that Nadia's demonstrated, pelleted. So it's coated, so it just makes it easier to see that seed and exactly where that seed is going into the ground.
Right. What happens with little ones is they just do not like being planted with any kind of a machine. Seed drills have been around since Jethro Tull invented them in about 1701 or something like that.
Way back in
not
history.
Jethro Tull of the band.
Right, the other one,
He wasn't.
the farmer, right.
There wasn't actually a Jethro Tull on the band, but that guy invented the seed drill, and it was a pretty neat object, really. You could plant seeds in a row, equal spacing, and the main thing about that is you could then cultivate with a horse-drawn cultivator. So
So really, it's all involved and made farming a little bit easier. Every generation has new machines and new devices to make your life much more easy.
The main thing about those machines, though, is they did not like to handle small seeds. So somebody came along with a way to make the seeds bigger instead of trying to make a machine that was would pick those up. And voila.
Earl, if people are interested, where can they buy the seeder?
They can buy it at Territorial Seeds or Vessi Seeds. Those hot links are on my website, soeasy.com.
Oh, great. Well, you know, this is a great product. If you're into any kind of seeding, it's going to help you so much this season. Well, thanks, Earl, and thanks, Nadia.
Thank you.
If you build it right. Build it to last. Don't just build it for yourself. Build it for the next generation. Build it with Parr Lumber. And keep building the Great Northwest.
Parr Lumber is celebrating 85 years as a local, family-owned company. From our house to yours, we send a heartfelt thank you.
Millions of tulips transform an Oregon farm into one of the most colorful in America. The Iversons invite you to the Wooden Shoe Tulip Festival presented by Silverton Health. Enjoy a tulip market, food and wine, and fun for the kids. The Wooden Shoe Tulip Festival, open 9 to 6 daily now through May 3rd.
Don't you just love all the things inside Garden Time magazine? So much great information about gardening.
I do, William. There's new plants, adventures, recipes, local gardeners, home tips.
And it's free, right in your email. But there's two things you left out.
What's that?
You and me. We write some of the articles and get to share our gardening knowledge.
Of course. I should have... William, where did you go?
Right here, Judy. You'll find both of us every month in Garden Time magazine.
Sign up for your free subscription on the Garden Time website.
Success in the garden starts with the right plant in the right place. Farmington Gardens can help you succeed in planting and selecting for any corner of your garden. Spring is a fantastic time of year. Colorful, fresh, fragrant. And Farmington Gardens will help you revitalize your garden. So let's get started. We're here to help. Open every day and just a short drive out Farmington Road. Farmington Gardens. We're growing for you.
So I'm here with Tom at Timber Press, and we are going to be talking about some of the new releases that they've just put out. Now, Tom, what is your title here?
I am Senior Acquisitions Editor here at Timber.
Okay, so what does that mean?
That means my job is to go out and find the authors who've got the really exciting new ideas, get them to put their ideas into concrete form, and then we sign them up to write a book for us, and we work with them while they're writing the book to make sure everything is just the way we want it, and then we publish it.
And you guys do a great job, especially for me being a gardener. You have so many great books on gardening, like this one right here. Tell me a little bit about the rose book here that's coming out.
The idea behind this book, Roses Without Chemicals, is that so many people love roses. I mean, almost everybody wants a rose in their garden, but roses tend to have the reputation of getting diseases, insects being difficult in one way or another. Well, all the plants in this book have been chosen because they need absolutely no fungicides, no pesticides. They've got great foliage. Their ornamental characteristics are top-notch. They've got scent, they've got color. So low care rose for your garden, it's going to be in this book.
Wow. It almost sounds too good to be true, doesn't it?
Well, almost, but really these roses have been tested in public gardens, in various gardens across the country, and they really are the best of the best.
Wonderful. So if you, whether you're an old gardener or new, that would be a great book to give you some information as a starting point.
Oh yeah, if you want roses and you want a rose that's not going to make you go out and buy all sorts of nasty chemicals, it's in that book.
Well, now, I love this one. This is Small Space Vegetable Gardens, and this is, I like this because so many places are getting smaller, and what if you're a renter?
Well, particularly people who live in cities, people who have small yards, but they still, so many people want to grow edibles these days. And so this will tell you how to do it in the smallest of spaces, whether you've got, you know, a few square yards or almost nothing. It'll tell you how to grow edibles, all sorts of edibles, vegetables, fruits, herbs, even small fruit trees, in containers, in small beds, in anything almost. And it's got all the basics of care, maintenance, soil preparation, fertilization, pest control, and it's completely organic, no chemicals or anything, how to control things with purely organic means.
And that's one of the things I noticed when I was flipping through it earlier. Would be a great book for especially new and younger gardeners that really don't know much of anything, because it really has so much information, not just about growing vegetables, but everything
Totally,
else.
basic gardening skills. So if you're a new gardener, you're renting, you've got a tiny little balcony or yard, all the information you need will be in that book.
Yeah, it really is interesting. Now, of course, the Northwest, we love our berries.
Yes.
This is a great one. It's called Homegrown Berries. Tell me about it.
This is a book that's been around for a while, but has been completely updated with all the latest information about care and the best cultivars for home gardens. So if you're into growing your own berries, raspberries, strawberries, blackberries, blueberries, it's all in this book. And it's got all the essentials of care, pest and disease prevention, the best cultivars for home gardens, what the various characteristics are of the various varieties. Are they early? Are they mid-season? Are they late? Are they ever-bearing? Are they once-bearing?
And because there is all that
information.
information.
Right, there is all that information, and it can get very confusing. And with descriptions of the flavors of the various varieties. So if you want a really, you want a sweet raspberry, here's that. If you want a really tart raspberry, you can find the tart raspberry. And all the individual bits of information that go along with various kinds of berry crops. Because you don't grow strawberries the way you grow blueberries,
right.
So you get all those details.
Wonderful. And then last, we have to throw a little art into our gardens. This is Mosaic Garden Projects, which really is a fascinating book.
It is, and it's the sort of subject, you might say to yourself, oh, I'm not creative, I can't do things like that. But we all crave color in our gardens, and this is a great way to do it. And the authors of this book make it so easy for you. They tell you about how to cut the tiles, how to mix the grout, how to prepare the design, how to make the frame. And then at the back are 35 plans that you can copy out directly if you want to. Perfect. Or if you want to modify them any way you want to, you can do that as well. But it tells you all the technical details, and it's really much, much easier than you might think. And some of the patterns in there are so colorful and so fun. They would just add so much life and energy to any garden.
So Tom, where can people go to find these books?
All our books can be bought through Amazon. They're all on there. Or if you want more information about the books, you can visit our website, www.timberpress.com. You'll find more information about them. You can even order them from us if you want.
Well, that's wonderful. So there you have it. You can go to gardentime.tv. We'll click you over to their website, run out and pick up some of these great books and start having fun in your own garden. Thank you so much, Tom.
My pleasure.
Thanks for watching the show today. Now remember, Judy and I will be out here at GardenPalooza until 4 o'clock. Remember, there's almost 50 different vendors. The parking is free. The admission is free. It's a great event.
And don't forget to go to GardenPalooza.com and download all these money-saving coupons.
We'll see you all next week on Garden Time.
Or later today at Fir Point Farms GardenPalooza.
It's the 13th annual GardenPalooza, April 11th at Fir Point Farms. See over 45 plant growers and garden vendors. Free parking and free admission. Enter to win a $2,500 garden makeover from French Prairie Perennials. GardenPalooza, Saturday, April 11th at Fir Point Farms.
The proceeding was a paid program of the Guston Creative Group and its sponsors.